Zika virus continues to be a huge problem worldwide, but especially in Florida, where already there have been 15 cases of women who've had Zika virus and were pregnant. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration approval means that Florida officials can now allow a British biotech firm, Oxitec Limited, to test its genetically engineered mosquitoes in Key Haven, Florida. Why is that relevant to the Zika case? Well, these genetically engineered mosquitoes will kill off the type of mosquitoes that carry Zika virus. So this is an experiment that will only take place in the Florida Keys. I didn't know this, but apparently mosquitoes do not travel very far from where they hatch. You know, they hatch from eggs, obviously. And so they don't have to worry about this having, negative ramifications in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. But they've already tested this in other countries that have issues with mosquitoes spreading viruses, including Brazil, Panama, and the Cayman Islands. Apparently, they reduced the population of this particular type of mosquito by 90%. So let me tell you how it works.
Can they create mutant offshore bank accounts, which also eliminate the offshore bank accounts of the very rich in America that hide their money there?
No, but that'd be really interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be a good genetically modified thing to support. Now, through genetic engineering, the firm's male mosquitoes contain a deadly gene that leads them and their offspring to die in the wild. Released in droves, the males mate with wild mosquitoes and die off, with their sterile offspring dying as well. So, look, I think that this is a good idea and I support it. I do. I think that Zika virus is serving as a huge issue right now, especially in Brazil. And when you think about countries like Brazil that are not very lenient when it comes to abortion, I mean, think about what these women have to go through if they do give birth to a child with microcephaly.
Well, that's also an issue here.
Yeah, it is.
Marco Rubio is saying this is mostly affecting Florida. He's the senator from Florida. He's saying, no, you should have the kid. Oh, thanks for making that decision for me, Marco. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So it's not just a problem in Brazil, it's also here because we have religious nuts who want to control your lives and tell you, what kind of baby you should have and not have, etc. So it's madness. But Anna, I'm a little worried about this. I mean,
why?
This sounds like the beginning of a apocalyptic movie. The mutant mosquitoes have been released in Florida, but officials assure us that the OX513A mosquito that they created will not cause any trouble. They also assure us they will not leave the local area. And then you see the next scene. Bzzz, and they're everywhere and we're all screwed.
The mosquitoes only travel about 100 yards from their homes during their lifetime. So
how did they get here from Brazil? Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
They did not fly here from Brazil, Cenk.
The Zika virus mosquitoes? I have no idea how they got here. Do you know?
I don't know how they got here, but they didn't fly here from Brazil. That I do know. I do know.
Okay.
Anyway, but here's an interesting fact that I think everyone should know. I hate mosquitoes, and I always thought, well, why don't we just eliminate all mosquitoes and we'll all be happy, right? But it turns out that
I like the way you frame that, like you're the one person who hates mosquitoes. The rest of us are okay with them. Yeah, we all hate mosquitoes.
Yeah, they're
you actually have it. You're really lucky. You grew up in LA where there's very few mosquitoes
because of the drought and all that stuff.
And because of many different things.
Yeah.
But in most of the other parts of the world, mosquitoes, oh my God, if you lived in other places, they're a menace. They're a menace. You can't go out at night.
I hate mosquitoes. I run when I see mosquitoes. If there's a mosquito in my apartment, I cannot sleep there that night. I have to ensure that it's mosquito free because all I can think about is how it's going to suck my blood in the middle of the night.
That's kind of what they do.
And give me diseases. But anyway, so look, I'm glad that they're going to do this experiment. As I said, this is not the first time that scientists have tried this. They have done it in other countries. It has worked. So hopefully this will be a solution to mitigate the impact of Zika virus.
So you were going to tell us the upsides of mosquitoes.
Oh, that's where I was going to go. Yes. So apparently they do help in pollination, which I did not expect. And there are some birds and fish that eat mosquitoes and rely on mosquitoes.
Sure, of course. And so it's part of the natural cycle. I'd be really careful about wiping out anything. And I'd also be careful about creating any mutant animal and thinking, it won't be an issue. So I'm a little worried about this because unintended consequences. And look, I love science. Nobody loves science more than I do. I'm number one at loving science. I'm winning with loving science. Okay, the rest of you, you're losing with it. You're a mess. Having said that, let's be a little careful because sometimes the mutants wind up getting out of control. I mean, I saw X-Men Apocalypse, and it is not good news.